Liverpool are monitoring the contract status of Chelsea's star player. Mason Mount may be set for a sensational transfer to Liverpool, with the Reds reportedly interested in their services as contract talks with Chelsea continue so far unsuccessful. Jürgen Klopp has reportedly been following developments between the English star and the club where he spent his entire career, with Max Allegri's Juventus joining his team. The 23-year-old's contract with Stamford Bridge is just 18 months away, and while talks have resumed as of the summer, it has since been suspended to allow Mount to focus on the World Cup and will not resume until January. Chelsea is thought to be very willing to extend Mount's deal at the club and is even seen as a future captain in West London, so he's invaluable to the Blues. But his current deal makes him one of the lowest paid players on Graham Potter's side, even though the 23-year-old has proven to be one of Chelsea's key players for several seasons. Although believed to be highly respected by the Chelsea hierarchy, his assessments of the team's importance fall slightly behind Mount's own opinion of how valuable he is to Potter. Not only is he one of the brightest offensive midfielders in the country, Mount brings more than 3 seasons of Premier League experience as a mainstay for Chelsea. He also has deadly ball skills and has 26 goals and 24 Premier League assists in 119 Chelsea games. The interest of Liverpool and Juventus does not represent a potential advancement in his career, but both clubs offer interesting opportunities for Mount. Both sides are desperately in need of midfield reinforcements, and in a transfer to Liverpool, Mount could do much more relaxed and specific work while playing behind some of Europe's most clinical forwards like Mohamed Salah, Darwin Nunez and Luis Diaz. He appears to be a side at Juventus that needs sensational stars to return to their positions at the top of Italian football, desperately lacking in creativity in the midfield, and one that Mount can easily supply. But Chelsea have yet to show any sign of panic, and the fact that talks have gone on for so long shows how eager they are to keep Mount. In recent months, Armando Broja and Reece James have shown their willingness to reward the youngsters by giving extension deals, and the interest from other clubs has only been able to force Chelsea's hand. But they recently lost names like Antonio Rudiger and Andreas Christensen last summer, which could pose a threat to Mason Mount. So how can the young star be used in Liverpool? Frankly, my personal opinion is that Klopp can use him more as a left wing. But as Luis Diaz is the undoubted dominator of that area, he could give Mount a role in the left midfield. However, if we consider that Klopp returned to the 4-4-2 system this season, we can see that Nunez replaced Firmino in the following years, and Mount was mounted in the region where Nunez played. However, it is possible that Mount had time constraints in his first years. Obviously, getting a potential star is important, but giving him the right time and role is just as important. Do you think Mason Mount is the right name for Liverpool? Real Madrid want Alexander Arnold. It is reported that Real Madrid are willing to spend big bucks to bring Trent Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool to Spain. That claim is according to Darren McAntony, president of Peterborough United and Liverpool supporter. McAntony, who made a statement, made a very important claim while evaluating England's squad before the World Cup. This England team can be as good as any team, forget about the shortcomings in the back, said the Irishman. They can call John Stones Harry Maguire, who is still a £60 million player, forget the form, he's an £80 million player. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Real Madrid will pay £150 million for him tomorrow. They may need to double that up before Liverpool even consider coming to the table. If McAntony's opinion is correct, it would be interesting to dig deeper. Of course, there is no suggestion that Liverpool want to part ways with Trent. At the moment, it can be assumed that the 24-year-old player is preparing to become a one-club man. Of course, it's hard to see a scenario where a childhood Reds fan would want to leave his hometown. But you never know what will happen in football. Maybe Alexander-Arnold's feet will itch if Liverpool falls from their recent heights. In this case, the only option would be to move abroad. Liverpool players have previously betrayed their fan base by joining high-profile rivals in England. However, when there is a local boy at the top of his game, it is natural that there are many suitors from abroad. One of the reasons for Liverpool's poor performance this season was due to Trent's defensive mistakes. Unfortunately, he entered the season in a very poor form and performed very poorly in the first game against Napoli and in a few games in the league. However, he knew how to collect later and did not hesitate to take responsibility. I hope Trent doesn't consider a similar exit. But even if he wanted to go, he should not be held captive. If that turns out to be true, you can bet big kids from all over the continent will be willing and ready to break the bank on him. He is that good. Do you think Alexander-Arnold should accept an offer? Curtis Jones is gearing up for Liverpool's new contract ahead of a midfield renewal. Despite major changes in Liverpool's midfield ranks, Curtis Jones will remain a mainstay with the number 17 set for a new contract. While injuries have ruined his campaign so far, it's clear that Jürgen Klopp has great faith in Jones as part of his roster in the long run. A full-time member of the A-team for 4 seasons, the 21-year-old made 81 appearances for the childhood club. His versatility, which can play various roles in midfield and attack, sets him apart in particular, but can be said to have slowed his progress in consolidating his starting point. Klopp may continue to call Scouser into the future. According to sources close to the club, Liverpool are planning to offer young star Jones a new long-term contract. The last deal that Jones penned 2 years ago will expire in 2025, but this is likely to be extended until at least 2027, with improved terms. It will serve to hold a vital slot in the Liverpool squad, especially as the club could lose at least 2 players over the next year and could be seen as a pretty important signing. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, James Milner, Naby Keita and Arthur on loan are due to expire at the end of the season, and it seems certain that the Reds are going through a major midfield overhaul. While recent reports have claimed that Oxlade-Chamberlain and Keita are likely to leave, another extension for Milner cannot be ruled out as he enjoys a season in which he made 19 appearances for the Reds. Liverpool are likely to strengthen their midfield in response. Jude Bellingham is the primary target, but the likes of Conrad Lema and Enzo Fernandez are other star players on the list. Losing Oxlade-Chamberlain and potentially squad player Nat Phillips will see a self-made slot open on the Premier League roster, and Jones will need to be registered as of next season as he turns 22 in January. Most importantly, having been with Liverpool since the under-9 level, he would also qualify as a club-trained player in the Champions League, requiring at least 4 to form a full squad. There is room for Jones to develop in the years to come as well, and a new, young midfield core could emerge alongside Harvey Elliott, Fabio Carvalho, Tyler Morton, and Stefan Bajcetic. That's why Jones' signature is very important, because instead of making a transfer and spending high fees, it is more logical and economical to simply keep him on the staff and continue his education. Do you think Curtis Jones should sign a new contract?